I'm taking you guys through yet another leg day so I can talk about how I set up and my mindset throughout. Of course, we start out with our barbell squat where I want to put my energy. I'm setting up with intention, okay? This is not lightweight. Elbows come down, I engage my core already, then I screw in my foot so they're planted where I want them. They're grounded and my body starts activated, okay? That helps to have the elbows down to pack in the upper back, my core engaged. I make sure that I intentionally do that every single time, no matter how many times I squat. I go through these steps. Then I start my squat by sitting down into it, pushing my knees out on the way down and pushing my knees out on the way up. At the same time, I imagine pushing my upper back up into the barbell to come all the way back to standing. My goals for the squat is for every rep to look the same. I've ego lifted before, I've squatted a lot of weight before. Honestly, it's how you do everything, not how much weight that counts. So while I am trying to get stronger and progress by numbers every week, I'm only doing that if I can keep my squat looking the same. You saw between sets I was sitting on the floor resting and my husband was doing his military press and he was helping me film a little bit, but I did film the rest on my tripod, so I just walk it around with me. Now you can see me set up for the leg press. I kind of turn my feet where I want them, make sure they're grounded, and when I lower down the plate, I imagine my knees going towards my armpits. I want the greatest depth that I have, so I find the greatest depth before. You don't want like your sacrum to tuck under. You don't want your back to like round under at the bottom. So keeping a sturdy neutral spine, your core activated, even though the machine is going to help you stabilize, you want to imagine still keeping that core strong. I always squeeze my shoulder blades together to keep that torso nice and, like I said, sturdy so that your legs can really do the work. I did 3 sets here on the leg press, and during those 3 sets, I actually didn't progress from the weights that I did before. So I decided, instead of just keeping it there so that I leave nothing on the floor today, progress a little bit, I took off the weight, I left a 45, and I did one more set, just one set on each side of a single leg press. So you can see I still pushed out with both legs. Once I felt sturdy and secure, I let the other foot just drop underneath the plate so that it doesn't help at all. If I'm between weights, I still want to isolate one side. You can also do a split stance leg press. You can have the other foot on the plate just a little bit lower and imagine pushing through that working leg. Then I'm going to switch legs and go right into the other side. If you're doing a weight that's really heavy, once again, you can always rest in between sides, but this wasn't anything too crazy for me, so I just went right into it and did another set of 10 reps, totaling 3 sets on the leg press. I did 3 sets with both feet, rested like 2 minutes between every set, and then I went right into this single leg press. So I hope these are kind of helping you feel more and more comfortable on the machines and showing you just a little bit of my mindset, how I'm thinking of getting better and progressing every single time. And now the gym wasn't too busy today, but there was some things that I wanted that were taken. So this is how I'm modifying it. The hip thrust was taken, so I was like, okay, I'll do my abduction exercise first. Normally I would do the gluteator, which is a hip abduction and external rotation exercise, but it was taken, so I did this leaning back hip abduction with my legs like mostly straight, and this is really good for getting the glute medius and minimus, and you also get a little bit of that glute max because you're leaning back. So it does help to get that upper butt area. So I'm always going to include one of those in my leg days because y'all know every leg day is a booty focused leg day. Then I'm buckling myself into the glute machine. From there, I get both of my feet on the plate, and then you'll watch how I get up because this machine's a little bit awkward to start from because I don't just start from the bottom. I need to like lift my torso higher. So I put my hands on my thighs and just scoot it up. I hate that part of this machine, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And like I said, the hip thrust was still taken at this point, so I just did another variation of the hip thrust. Normally I would do the split stance hip thrust, but I'm gonna scoot it back to my next leg and booty day. Totally fine. This machine's actually really hard because you have that constant tension the whole way through. So you can tell by my face that I did go all out. Honestly, I just did 3 sets of 10 at the same weight, and it kicked my booty. I got the biggest booty pump after this. I swear all the blood was in my butt. Then the last exercise, the 5th exercise, I'm going to show you. I'm going to clip in to do the cable kickback. From there, I step back a little bit, so there's already tension. Here it is, already tension on the cable. Lean forward with a flat back. Your core is tight, your hips are level. Then I keep a slight bend in the knee. That helps to put my hamstrings on slack a little bit. And then from there, I kick from the glute. I try to do this with as much control as possible. Kick, squeeze, like pause a little at the top until you feel mentally your butt squeeze, then lower back down with control. And I only lower as far down as when my knees are parallel or adjacent. I don't go all the way up and through. You totally can. I just prefer to keep the tension on the glutes the whole time. No, this was a lot of weight, so I actually am letting myself rest in between sides. Normally, I would just cut that out of the video, but I want to show you how, I'm literally just in the work. I'm resting before I go to the other side, and I'm just breathing. I'm just like watching the timer for when 30 seconds is up, and once that 30 seconds hits, I go right into the second side. Set up again, core tight, hips level. Just take it 1 rep at a time. And you guys, that is how I progressed. I did quality over quantity, 5 exercises total, and tried to get a little better every time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next workout. Let's get it, muscle mommies.